The 6 o'clock news starts right now.
He was a key witness in the trial of Michelle Barrientos Vela, but now his testimony could put the conviction of the ex-constable in jeopardy.
Texas Ranger Bradley Freeman today was held in contempt of court. Dylan Collier was there as a judge criticized Freeman and laid out the potential damage that he caused.
Texas Ranger Bradley Freeman walked into court this morning for what would become a public dressing down. It was day 6 of the Michelle Barrientos Vela tampering with records trial in late August when Freeman, the lead investigator in the case, brought up a charge against the former county leader that was off limits. Judge Velia Mesa had repeatedly stated and even issued an order that allegations other than tampering were not to be discussed in front of the jury. Freeman violated it anyways.
And what are the names of those offenses?
Tampering with evidence and official oppression.
This is ridiculous. I mean, we were clear about this.
The Ranger's misstep nearly caused Mesa to declare a mistrial. Instead, she ordered him to appear for today's show cause hearing, during which he apologized to the court.
It was my 3rd day testifying. I was tired and I made a mistake.
Judge Mesa,
years and years of preparation for this trial,
wasn't having it. He pointed out that Freeman's prejudicial comment will likely impact Barrientos Vela's case on appeal.
I don't know the effect of your testimony yet because I'm sure they're going to appeal. So we'll see what the 4th court says about what happened.
Mesa,
I'm going to find you in contempt.
Recommended Freeman be fined $500 and take a course on how to testify properly. The Ranger, whose words got him into trouble, said nothing as he left court.
Are you concerned about the impact that this will have on you testifying in future cases or investigating future cases of public corruption?
The Honorable Sid Harrell will make the final determination on whether Judge Mesa's ruling was appropriate. Reporting at the Bexar County Justice Center, Dylan Collier, KSAT 12 News.
Sentencing for Barrientos Vela in that tampering case is scheduled to resume in early January. She faces between 2 years probation and 10 years in prison.
The latest now out of Floresville in connection with a fugitive that was shot by law enforcement yesterday afternoon. Today, we learned that the man running from the law has died. State troopers have identified him as Raimundo Flores. He was wanted for violating his probation. Guadalupe County records show that Flores had 2 evading arrest with a vehicle charges, one in July 2021, another in May of this year. After months on the run, state troopers caught up to him in Floresville, but he took off. People who live in an RV park there saw and heard the chase that followed. One witness says that Flores appeared to be mentally unstable.
He screamed out. The DPS trooper was trying to talk him down, like say, "Hey, buddy, we just want to talk to you. We want to get you out of this situation." And he yells out, "I'm suicidal," and fires at the cop 3 times.
Texas Rangers are still investigating this case.
Quote, he wasn't helping with the bills, end quote. That's the reason San Antonio police say a woman told them she stabbed her boyfriend. 30-year-old Cassandra Gutierrez arrested and charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon yesterday. It happened at her apartment on Thanksgiving, according to the arrest report. The couple went there after drinking at a bar, and she reportedly became confrontational and accused him of not helping her with the bills. Things escalated. Police say Gutierrez grabbed a kitchen knife and stabbed him several times. He ran away and called for help. Police officers met him at the apartment's leasing office. The man was taken to Brooke Army Medical Center in stable condition. This man facing charges accusing him of cashing in stolen lottery tickets, 38-year-old Jose Trinidad Patino, charged with claiming a lottery prize by fraud between $200,000 and $10,000. Police say the tickets were taken during a burglary from the Nassau Food Mart, that's near Nassau and West Avenue, back on September 17th. 3 days later, the Lottery Commission told police scratch-offs were cashed in at the QT on San Pedro near North Star Mall. According to police, Patino recorded on video cashing in the stolen tickets 2 hours after the burglary. Officers caught up to him yesterday. He has not been charged with the burglary. He is a suspect, though, in other burglary and fraud cases.
San Antonio fire investigators trying to determine if a pair of suspicious early morning fires might be connected. Officials say that both fires were started along Fredericksburg Road within about 30 minutes of each other. The owner of the Mirage Cafe was cleaning up the kitchen of the restaurant when he says he noticed flames in a closed-in patio area. That was a little after 4. Fire crews put those out, but there was quite a bit of damage. About 30 minutes later, in the area of Fredericksburg Road and Medical Drive, someone noticed a dumpster fire. A man seen walking out of that area was questioned, and he told officials that he may have started that dumpster fire when he tossed a cigarette. Police say he also matched the description of someone spotted at the restaurant fire, but he was not arrested.
Day 3 of the trial of a former Border Patrol supervisor is now complete. Juan David Ortiz in 2018 is accused of going on a murder spree, killing 4 sex workers in Webb County. Today, the focus of most of the testimony was an interrogation video. Erica Hernandez gives us a look at what was said in that video.
For almost 10 hours, Juan David Ortiz sits inside a Webb County Sheriff's Office substation on September 15, 2018. Ortiz had just been arrested and was believed to be a suspect in the recent murders of local sex workers. Their bodies were found along I-35 near Laredo. A supervisor at the time with Border Patrol, Ortiz agrees to talk to investigators, calmly talking about his career and his recent troubles with PTSD. Investigators about an hour in begin to ask Ortiz if he knows why he was arrested.
I'd like to know if you know why you're here.
What investigators were referring to was his encounter with Erica Peña. Peña testified Monday that Ortiz attacked her but was able to get away. Ortiz repeatedly says to investigators he has no idea what they are talking about. And when asked how 2 purses ended up in the back of his truck, he says he doesn't know. This video isn't done yet. We could expect to see more of it tomorrow, including possibly the moments Ortiz confesses to these murders. You can watch this trial live right now on KSAT.com, KSAT's YouTube page, as well as KSAT Plus. Erica Hernandez, KSAT 12 News.
The San Antonio City Council now has its short list to replace Councilman Clayton Perry. Perry is on a leave of absence after his self-confessed role in a hit-and-run crash on November 6th. He's also been charged with DWI. There were 17 applicants to temporarily fill his seat, but only 3 will be interviewed tomorrow. City Hall reporter Garrett Berger joins us live now with who made that list. Garrett.
Well, a whole host of people actually threw their hat in the ring for this, many of whom spoke to council today. They included a former state rep, a bicycle advocate, even a dishwasher at a bakery. But council discussions on who to choose took place behind closed doors before they eventually came out and unanimously chose 3 people, all of whom have at least some form of government experience. Mike Gallagher is a retired Air Force officer who held the council seat before, between 2014 and 2017. He's now the head of the Northeast Neighborhood Alliance and the Northern Hills HOA. Joe GARCIA is a retired longtime AT&T employee who previously served on the VIA board and as a city councilman in Victoria, Texas, back in the 90s. He also ran for another council district seat back in 2003. PAULINE RUBIO is a business professor at Palo Alto College and previously worked for both the San Antonio and Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. She was also a former Democratic precinct chair and worked for former Congressman Ciro Rodriguez.
We got a lot done, and I think that you have as well, and I hope we can continue that process.
I do not intend to change anything. I'm doing this as my serving you and the mayor and my great city.
I believe this is a unique opportunity for this city council to connect the district with the benefit of leadership from a person who identifies with other demographics than the one usually held in this office.
In the meantime, Clayton Perry's legal struggles are just getting started. He was charged with failure to stop and provide identification in the hit-and-run crash. And San Antonio police have also filed a DWI charge for prosecutors to review. Perry has not resigned, though, and the temporary appointee will serve until either Perry returns or his term ends in early June of next year. Now, all three candidates have expressly said they don't plan on running for this office or holding it full time. The three applicants will be interviewed tomorrow morning, after which council is expected to vote. Depending on the size of the majority vote, the resulting appointee will either be sworn in immediately or on December 12th. Live at City Hall, I'm Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
Check out traffic right now on this Wednesday. Let's go to 410 at Fredericksburg, and you can see that there's some sort of car that's off to the side there. They have some traffic cones set up to let people go around, but it is slowing down traffic. Again, this is at Loop 410 in Fredericksburg.
Look outside with live cam. The chill is back in South Texas. Looked a little breezy from some of our other looks outside throughout the show so far. So how long is this going to stick around before, I don't know, the next round of changes?
Well, it's that time of year where it's just change day after day after day, especially when it comes to temperatures. Big temperature roller coaster is on the way. And today we did have a high temperature officially of 62 degrees and a low so far of 43. Outside right now, though, temperatures are going to be falling quickly. We've got the clear sky, a calming wind. I know it was rather breezy today. The wind's going to continue to pump the brakes. 54 right now, and temperatures will quickly be down in the 40s and even some 30s in the hill country tomorrow morning. But locally around town, by 10 o'clock, we're at 46. By midnight, we're at 44 degrees, and I think right near 40 to start the day tomorrow. Ups and downs in the temperatures. I'll detail that, let you know when you do and don't need the jacket, and more dampness on the way. We'll see if that really means some rain, though, coming up.
I'm Stefania Jimenez, and here's what we're working on for you tonight on the Night Beat. The holidays are here, but a lot of Bexar County deputies aren't going to be able to take time off. The county gives them vacation time and holidays, but most of them can't use them, and it's costing you. The KSAT Investigates team looks into that and what Bexar County's sheriff and the county judge-elect have to say about that issue. Also, a chase through a San Antonio neighborhood had people believing that they heard gunfire. Some even shared what they caught on camera. Yeah, you heard that. But tonight, investigators are saying, not exactly the case. What they say neighbors actually caught on camera and why they were after the suspect. We'll see you for these stories and a lot more tonight on the Night Beat.
Thanks, Stefania. New at 6, there is some new information on a trial for a treatment for Alzheimer's disease, and it's showing potential. Mandy Gaither with what that study found and why there are still some safety concerns.
For those affected by Alzheimer's disease, it's been a roller coaster ride when it comes to potential treatments. Weeks after another therapy disappoints in clinical trials, new information about another treatment that its drug makers say shows some potential.
That's maybe one of the first medication we have that's such a positive result so far. But we have to be cautious about it.
Dr. Bebek Tusi is lead investigator of Cleveland Clinic's side of the study of lecanemab. Phase 3 results on the medication published in the New England Journal of Medicine suggest that at 18 months, lecanemab was associated with more clearance of amyloid, a protein associated with Alzheimer's, and less cognitive decline.
This medication, if it's approved, it's going to be for very earliest stage of Alzheimer's disease.
But there are still safety concerns. About 6.9% of those who took lecanemab in the trial discontinued use due to complications, including reactions to the infusions and abnormalities on their MRIs, such as brain swelling and brain bleeding. Overall, there were serious adverse events in 14% of the lecanemab group and more than 11% of the group that got a placebo. The researchers say longer trials are needed to determine the safety and efficacy of this potential treatment.
Of course, we're trying to find a better medication, and that can only achieve it if more people show interest in participating in clinical trials.
I'm Mandy Gaither.
All right, I want to show you something now with Sky 12 over the beautiful campus of St. Mary's University, where they are starting the tree lighting ceremony. Looks like they got some great lights up already and waiting for them to light up the tree on the St. Mary's campus.
I love the views from Sky 12 this time of year. And
yeah.
It also is the time of year, do I need a t-shirt or do I need a sweater? Which is it going to be today?
It's going to be both some days, right?
Great. Okay. Layers.
Yeah, layers. Layers are your friend in South Texas this time of year. And, we have another cloudy, drizzly, and damp stretch ahead of us. We had 9 days in a row earlier this month when we just had gray overcast skies and then mixed in fog, drizzle, and sprinkles. We're going to get into another extended stretch like that. That's going to include some roller coaster temperatures as well. I do want to point this out. The wind has already simmered down quite a bit, and the gusts will continue to subside through this evening and tonight. It's not going to be nearly as noticeable, especially come 10, 11 p.m. and thereafter, and nearly calm tomorrow morning. Let's talk temperatures. North Texas, we got some 30s. You get into the Panhandle, 37 Amarillo, 37 in Lubbock, 43 in Alpine, 54 officially here in San Antonio. We still have this northeasterly wind that's reinforcing this cool air that's in place. And of course, it's even colder up the plains. We've got some teens in the northern plains right now. Locally, we're mostly in the 50s. Some locations still at 60. Cotulla 60 degrees, 52 Helotes, 52 New Braunfels, and Divine right now at 57. We're going to cool off quickly this evening. That sun sets, the wind starts to calm down a bit more, and temperatures drop off noticeably. Tomorrow morning, 7 a.m., this is what you can expect. Right near 40 degrees. That means some 30s in the hill country. Bulverde 36, Bandera 37. Canyon Lake about 39, Kerrville 36, around San Antonio 41 degrees in the morning, but the afternoon is going to be even cooler than what we had today. We're expecting high temperatures in the 50s tomorrow afternoon, mid-50s locally. We think about 55 officially at the airport. You get to the south side about 57 degrees, and closer to the Gulf Coast you go around 60 for the high, but generally speaking, 50s tomorrow. And then Friday, we get into the 60s. By Saturday, temperatures fall again in the afternoon, back into the upper 50s. So to answer Myra's question, you can have short sleeves, long sleeves, sweater tomorrow. Friday, short sleeves. Saturday afternoon, it's back to sweaters. And then it's back to short sleeves again. Just have everything ready, okay? And note that by Sunday through next week, we're looking at warmer conditions, generally speaking. Here's the big picture. And you see in the corners, the northern corners of the lower 48 here, that's where we have the dips in the upper level flow, the big troughs. And these troughs have been dropping southward and at times providing us with some rain over the past several weeks. But that's not really going to be the case here going forward. Upper level high right now over Florida Keys and Cuba. It's going to slide into the western Gulf of Mexico and just keep us in this generally west to east zonal flow aloft. And it's basically going to give us some stable weather, meaning nothing in terms of real rain. Stable with low clouds remaining and some drizzle and fog. Check out our FutureCast. Most of the night, clear sky. Tomorrow morning, right around sunrise, the clouds fill in, and then it's just going to be a gray day thereafter. I think we'd be lucky to see a few peaks of sun. We get into tomorrow night, spritzes and sprinkles start to develop, fog and drizzle develops, and Friday morning commute will have the reduced visibility with that general dampness outside that doesn't add up to a whole lot. Just a few passing sprinkles of a couple hundredths of an inch, and that's about it. And even the odds of that aren't exactly that great. We're talking a 30% chance of a rogue light shower Friday and a 20% chance Saturday and Sunday. So pretty low-end chances when it comes to those very light showers. As for the details tomorrow, 7 a.m., 41 degrees. By noon, we're at 50. Then a high temperature of 55 will hit that around 5 p.m. And not much of a breeze. It'll be cooler, but luckily, we won't have that wind to contend with. I do want to point out on Saturday, that's an upside down day. Mid 60s in the morning, then a cold front hits, and we drop into the upper 50s by the afternoon. So, Myra, both on Saturday.
Keep it all handy. That's what I heard. Thanks, Adam. We want to make you aware of a big traffic tie-up that we have just spotted out here with our TransGuide camera, I-37 at Fair Avenue.
Yeah, you can see it's down to just one lane. This is on the cameras at Fair Avenue. This accident is closer to Steve's, but it's on I-37, the northbound lanes. Definitely an area you want to avoid if you can. You can see not only affecting I-37 north, but the access road there as well. All right, we talked to the mayor yesterday, and he said that they're going to light up a lot of the city buildings in orange, I believe starting tomorrow.
And they should light up the buildings because we want to pack the dome.
Right.
For
it's
UTSA.
all about UTSA, baby.
It is hosting UNT for the Conference USA Championship. And that Roadrunners defense is certainly getting ready for a very good Mean Green offense. And speaking of UTSA, former Roadrunner star Tariq Woolen is #1 in his position when it comes to Pro Bowl votes. Coming up.
I land from Birmingham and Austin around 5 o'clock, get the call around 8, then I have to drive to San Antonio, make practice the next day. So it's a lot of traveling.
Alizé Johnson had a wild Monday after the Spurs called him up in Big Board Sports. The shorthanded Spurs will try to end their 8-game losing streak when they play at the Thunder tonight. Jakob Poeltl and Jeremy Sohan are already listed as out due to injuries. And now the Spurs say Josh Richardson is a no-go because of a right ankle sprain. Yesterday, the Spurs announced they signed forward Alizé Johnson and waived Jordan Hall. Johnson played in 4 preseason games with San Antonio this year before joining Austin October 15th. Now, in his 5th NBA season and his 6th NBA team, Johnson is ready to help the Spurs win.
You know, I took a lot of things from a lot of teams I played on, just staying ready, you know, being a pro, most important thing, just being around, you know, guys that I've been around. And then, you know, with the group that we have here, you know, a couple of vets on this team, Jay Rich, Doug, and, you know, Georgie. It's just nice to be around some experience and then, you know, learn with some of the, you know, younger guys that are here to develop into, you know, NBA players that we're trying to be.
Thunder will host the Spurs tonight at 7. UTSA is getting ready to host North Texas for the Conference USA Championship. UTSA is riding a 9-game winning streak and is ranked number 23 in the AP poll and 24 in the coaches poll. Back in late October, the Roadrunners beat the Mean Green 31-27 at the Alamo Dome, scoring the game-winning touchdown with 15 seconds to go. Frank Harris to J.T. Clark. The Roadrunners had their hands full with the UNT offense that day, and Brandon Brown knows it won't get any easier this time around.
They're a good offense. I know that. We're going to get there all. I mean, it's a championship game. We got to expect everything. We know we're going to get everything, like anything in the playbook that's possible. We're just looking to get on top of that with our film and make sure we're locked in on that.
Kick is Friday night, 6:30 at the Dome. UNT head coach Seth Luttrell said it's going to be a very intense atmosphere. Over at Incarnate Word, the Cardinals will host Furman University in the second round of the FCS playoffs. 7th-seeded Cardinals are coming off of a first-round bye. Last season, the Cardinals went 10-3, advancing to the second round behind quarterback Cameron Ward, who passed for nearly 4,700 yards with 47 touchdown passes. But after the season, he transferred out to join Coach Morris at Washington State. So this season, UIW is 10-1 so far, and led by quarterback Lindsey Scott Jr., who's thrown for 3,800 yards with 50 touchdown passes. Wide receiver Taylor Grimes was asked why they adapted to Lindsey so quickly.
I think something Lindsey brought to our team, not just us, our whole team, is his leadership, and he's a guy you can get behind. He's a hard worker. He's the hardest worker on our team. He's really good in the film room. So getting together with him, and he's an easy guy to get behind.
Winners of 7 straight, UIW will host Furman Saturday 1 p.m. at Gale and Tom Benson Stadium.
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
2 weeks into Pro Bowl voting, Seattle Seahawks rookie cornerback Tariq Woolen leads all NFL corners in fan votes. As of Monday, Reek had 58,633 votes. Fellow rookie Sauce Gardner leads AFC corners with 46,581 votes. So Woolen from UTSA has 5 interceptions this season, second best in the NFL, one behind leader C.J. Gardner-Johnson. How about that? Rookie putting on a show.
Just one of many UTSA grads that are doing great in the NFL.
Indeed.
Yeah. Thanks, Larry.
Our KSAT Q&A is coming up next. What you need to know about RSV and flu in kids and what has been an unusual cold and flu season so far.
Yeah, after the break, the doctor is in.